Rod Favre also concerned about the number one player who's still out there, of course, from the state of Washington, JT Tuimoloau, and any issues. We're waiting for him to visit, and that's exactly what Rod Favre is asking about. Any updates on his visitation?
I don't think there's any specific dates yet, but everybody does expect him to take an Ohio State official visit, along with, I believe, an Alabama official visit. But that'll be happening in June. I just don't know that the dates have been set entirely yet, but everybody is expecting it to happen, and then a commitment shortly thereafter, because he has to enroll, because you get your summer workouts and stuff like that coming up very soon after the visits. Shoot, he may visit his last visit. He may just move in after that. Who knows?
Tony, you may be on this, maybe you followed a little closer than I have. I know they're having a big recruiting weekend, the very first weekend in June, where they're having many of these guys come in. If Ryan Day and Larry Johnson and Mark Pantoni had their druthers, you would think that's the weekend that they would want JT to come to Columbus and visit. I have not looked at Ohio State's academic calendar, although it's interesting. They split the summer up into various academic sessions to where he could even enroll, I believe, in late June and still be considered, part of the quote summer program. I don't think you can participate in the summer program and physically be in the building until you've attended class or enrolled in class. And by that, I mean, if your first class is on Monday, let's say the 20th, your first summer program workout, I don't believe, can be until Monday, the 20th. So it is important, it is imperative that he makes a decision and enrolls if he expects to play anywhere this fall, because, and it's not that they would hold it against him, it's the physical, it's the developmental. I know he's showing up on third base, I know how great he is, but if he truly wants to be let's say a 40 play a game guy as a true freshman, he needs to be wherever he's going to be probably before the end of June. So time's of the essence here for him, and I'm sure he'll take those couple visits and turn it around and figure it out. I'm not worried about it, but I just think from Ohio State's standpoint, if he goes Alabama the first week and then Ohio State the second week, while they will have some people on campus, and by that time maybe most of the team would be moved back and ready to go, maybe that would be even a better, I guess there's advantages to both weekends. So because the first weekend, a lot of the team won't even be in Columbus, I wouldn't think, because class would not have started yet. So, interesting one way or the other.
Well, and I think every weekend in June is going to be busy, because that's about the only time they've been given right now to do those visits. And so you got to get in while you can. I wonder, though, would it be better to have fewer players there so that you can spend more time with them? And that was always one of my thoughts when they were talking about maybe having spring visits. Like, do the coaches want him there for spring, or would they rather not be coaching at that point and have time just to spend with him and show him everything and give him the best visit they could? And it obviously that didn't happen, but they will certainly give him as much attention as they feel he is worth, and let him know that I would just continue to show him highlights of like Jack Sawyer in the spring game and say, you can do this too. And we're going to play him. And if you're good too, we'll play you. And, Larry Johnson has done that. He's had very successful freshman defensive ends, and Nick Bosa and Chase Young and Zach Harrison, and showing and just putting them in good situations to succeed. And then that sophomore year, they take a jump. And so there is a plan in place. And the ties with Larry Johnson, the family really likes him. He really likes him. And so that's why you have most people, if they're going to guess, they would guess Ohio State. But, the visit has to happen.
Yeah. Ohio State, I was just trying to find it here. If we know, what I was going to say was, regardless of who they have in, you would think that Larry Johnson would be freed up to do a lot of glad handing with JT that weekend. I'm just looking to see. The weekend of June 4 is Quinn Ewers, Jaheim Singletary, CJ Hicks, Caleb Burton, Gabe Powers, they have already committed, all those guys, as well as Jair Brown and Kion Grays, Tegra Tashbola, Benji Gosnell, Bennett Christian. So it sounds like most of the verbal commitments, if not all of them, would be in. They'd have a defensive tackle, Dominic James, a cornerback, Toriano Pride, an offensive lineman, Emil Wagner, a couple safeties, Zion Branch and Xavier Nwankpa, and a defensive end, Omari Abor. Now, those are all 2022 players, but certainly they can, find time in there to have JT, whether it's that weekend. Then they've got about another 8 or 9 guys coming in the following weekend, June the 11th. So I think Larry Johnson will find the time, make the time to have the visit with him. And again, I could be off base, but it seems to me that there could be some team members who would be in Columbus the first weekend in June, because they do have a May semester that guys attend, and I'm not sure if that would be done then or what. There's some overlap with summer semester, but summer semester would begin right after the weekend of the 11th, it would seem to me, which would mean that most, if not all, of the team members would be back on campus and raring to go at that time. And so positives both ways. Just get him on campus. That's the thing. Don't have him go to Alabama and say, this is it. This is where I want to go. You got to get him on the campus at Ohio State, and that's how you win and win his commitment.